So before we get into today's recap, let's take a look at the last recap of The Crafting Dead Season 6. After the first battle, Reese and the town prepared to go to war against Region. However, Region attacked first. Region ransacked the town, capturing half of the group and forcing the others into a rescue mission. A rescue mission that was almost completely successful had it not been for Larson's sacrifice to ensure the group's escape. Now Reese wants even more vengeance, preparing to assassinate Region and end this war as soon as possible. Season 7, Episode 1. Revisions. The season begins 2 months after the rescue mission as the town creates a new base defenses, including a wall of walkers in front of the gate. However, tensions in the town rise as Chris becomes unstable and dangerous. Meanwhile, at the compound, Region prepares for an attack, as now he knows Reese knows the location of the compound. At the town, Richard confronts Reese about his dad, Chris's, conflict with Reese. He asks them to stop fighting and face the real issue, though it comes off as condescending and judgmental. So Reese tells him off, going as far as to threaten him, resulting in a full-blown argument. The episode ends as night falls and Reese goes to plan more, only for Cameron to come to him, telling him they need to talk. Season 7, Episode 2. Bombs. The episode begins as Reese tells Cameron to talk about it with him in the morning, saying he has stuff to do. Meanwhile, in a secret room at the compound, an engineer begins to work on bombs for Region as Alex tells him to speed up production. In Region's castle, Alex tells Region that the bombs will be ready in a few weeks. However, the episode ends as Alex begins to write down the information Region is feeding to him as he talks to himself, claiming he misses his sons and that he will avenge them. Season 7, Episode 3. Back Off. The episode begins as Cody informs Reese that his unorthodox approach to the war might lead to an uprising in the town. Reese practically tells Cody he doesn't care and that it would be good for the town to be mobilized and it would also boost morale. Afterwards, Reese heads to the town square where he is confronted by Chris about his argument with Richard. The confrontation quickly leads to a fight, one in which Chris punches Reese in the back of the head. Reese quickly retaliates, knocking Chris to the ground only to get shoved to the ground by Richard. As Richard continuously starts to beat Reese, he is told to back off. However, he won't. So, Benny, of all people, shoots him in the hip. Reese and Richard are quickly brought to the hospital as Chris is put in jail. Meanwhile, Danny makes progress on a cure and tells Reese that he needs more supplies if he is to continue his research. In Town Hall, Cam tells Luke, who is the acting leader while Reese is recovering, that he wants to go to the compound on a reconnaissance mission. Luke, still grieving Larson's death, agrees, telling Cam to go and if he can, kill Region. The episode ends as Cameron leaves for the compound. Season 7, Episode 4. Are You Crazy? The episode begins as the camera follows a trail of blood that leads to Region, who is holding his sledgehammer. Meanwhile, back at the town, Dominic is surviving in the woods, becoming a loner as he slowly becomes more inept with the apocalypse. Benny and Sam also begin to form a brotherly relationship, bonding over Sam's relationship with Cam and Benny's with Richard. In the middle of the night, Cam breaks into the compound, bearing much of his supplies in a bag in case he is captured. He slowly makes his way through the compound, killing stalkers until he eventually gets to the engineer creating the bombs. Cameron torches the man for information, eventually killing him once he is done. However, when Cam wasn't looking, he is shot in the back by Alex. Meanwhile, at the town, Reese comes back to find that Cam had been sent to the compound by Luke. Incredibly frustrated with Luke's irresponsibility, the two get into a fight. The fight ends with Reese knocking Luke out. In the morning, Luke wakes up handcuffed as Reese explains his plan to Luke. Wait Region out and let him come to them, for Reese has a plan for what he does. The episode ends as Region begins to torture a very injured Cameron for information. Season 7, Episode 5. Strength. The episode begins as Region continues to torture Cameron. However, it is revealed that Cameron will still not forego any information, even though he is badly bruised and is obviously on the brink of death. With no end in sight, Region sends Cameron to his cell. 2 weeks later, however, Region requests Alex to retrieve Cam from his holding cell. However, Cam is ready for him and quickly gets Alex's gun away from him. Cam has Alex escort him out of the compound as they get to his buried supplies. The two then begin to head back to the town. Region, out of frustration of Cam escaping and capturing Alex, kills the stalker that delivers him the news. A few days later, Alex is just barely carrying a very injured and malnourished Cam to the gates of the town. As Benny and Sam locate Alex, they call for Reese. However, Dominic sees Alex first, shooting him in the back with his crossbow. As Reese arrives, he quickly scolds Dominic as they get Cam to the hospital where Danny performs surgery on him and Alex. Afterwards, it is revealed that Chris and Richard are still in jail, with Danny making regular visits to check in on his health. The episode ends as Reese enters an underground vault, where a very injured Alex is being held. Season 7, Episode 6, 3 years ago. The episode begins as Reese interrogates Alex, mostly asking him his motives behind all the pain he has caused at the town. However, Alex begins to tell Reese how he doesn't like Regin and plans to betray him. Reese, obviously skeptical, hears him out. Alex tells of the day that he met Regin 3 years ago. Regin had killed Alex's 3 sons in the same way he had killed Vance and Harold. Alex, in hopes of surviving, agreed to join Regin and become his soldier. However, he soon finds after arriving at the compound that Trevor, Regin's second in command, was planning to overthrow Regin. He finds this out after a meeting that Regin has with Luke and Brock, who were all in cahoots during the events of the skyscraper. Trevor tries to bring Alex into the fold, but Alex works as a double agent for Regin. That night, Alex was planning to give the information to Regin, however, Trevor attacked. Trevor shot Regin in the shoulder, giving Alex the perfect opening to attack. And after a short fight, Alex stabbed Trevor in the chest and, with Regin's permission, put him down. The episode ends as the compelling backstory gains the trust of Reese. And now, they had a double agent right under Regin's nose. Season 7, Episode 7, The Inside Man. The episode begins as Reese gives Alex a short tour of the town, introducing him to everyone and explaining what had happened. Dominic is not happy, and rightfully gets in an argument with Reese while being held back by Cody. The argument ends as Reese walks away and Cody throws Dominic to the ground. Dominic, now also in jail, talks to Chris, with Chris making Dominic begin to doubt the leadership of Reese. Later that night, Reese escorts Alex out of the town, allowing him to return to the compound. On the wall, Benny asks for confirmation of Reese's decision to Luke. Luke obviously agrees with Reese and furthers the trust between them and Benny. While Sam visits Cam in the hospital, Danny continues to work on a cure, however to no avail, as even with the extra supplies, the process is still moving incredibly slow. Meanwhile, Alex returns to the town with open arms from Regin, and over the next month, Alex begins to collect information on him. However, Regin begins to grow suspicious. The episode ends as Alex sends the information through his best friend Jimmy, hoping Jimmy can get to the town and get the information to Reese. Season 7, Episode 8, The Messenger. The episode begins as Reese is informed by Danny of a townsperson who has been on a run. Chris and Dominic, still both in jail, continue to talk as Chris continues to make leeway with Dominic, making him believe that they need to overthrow Reese. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Danny aids Reese in amputating the limb of the soldier who was bit. However, as they do this, Cody informs Reese that someone has arrived in the town claiming to have information about Regin. Reese quickly amputates the arm, being covered with blood in the process, and soon afterwards, Reese meets Jimmy outside the town, inviting him inside as they discuss Regin's plans. As they finish up, Danny informs Reese that the soldier's fever has risen, and it is obvious he is infected. So, Reese goes to the hospital and puts the dying soldier out of his misery. The episode ends as Cameron wakes up and Reese lets Dominic, Chris, and Richard out of their cells. Season 7, Episode 9, Before. The episode begins as Regin prepares to attack the town. Alex and Jimmy argue over whether or not to bring the information to Reese. However, Jimmy argues that if they go now, they will be outed as traitors. The two agree to stay put. Meanwhile, at the town, Reese makes his final preparations for an attack. During the day, Chris begins to tell Richard about how he has a plan to turn Dominic against Reese and overthrow him. Later that night, Richard tries to bring Benny into the fold. However, Benny defends Reese. This causes Richard to punch Benny. However, before their fight can continue, they are incapacitated by stalkers. Chris runs into the hospital after realizing they are being silently attacked, only to find Danny knocking a stalker down the stairs. The two decide to hide in the bunker where Danny works on the cure, bringing Chris in on their secret. Reese, after hearing strange noises outside, is attacked by Regin, and the episode ends as Reese turns his gun on Regin, and the fight begins. Season 7, Episode 10, Point Your Gun and Shoot. The conflicting season finale begins right as Reese fires a shot at Regin, just barely missing him. The two continue to fight as Regin clashes his sledgehammer with Reese's axe. Regin suddenly runs only to get the jump on Reese, hitting him in the arm with his sledgehammer. Regin then continues to run as Reese throws his axe at him, hitting the shrubbery right next to Regin's head. Regin then runs into the town square as Reese follows him, only to get pinned down by stalkers. Regin was leading Reese to the gate this whole time. At the gate, Reese sees Alex aiming his gun along with the entire group lined up minus Danny and Chris, who are in the bunker. In the bunker, Danny explains to Chris their search for a cure. Along with that, he also explains Reese's plan if a stalker attack had ever occurred. Back on the lineup, Regin requests that Reese chooses someone for him to kill, and if Reese doesn't choose, he'll kill everyone. Reese questions Regin's motives only to learn that it is because Regin wants to enslave as much of the town as he can. Reese, without almost any hesitation, chooses to kill Richard. However, Regin adds a twist. Reese has to pull the trigger. Not wanting to get his friends killed, Reese shoots Richard in the head, killing him. Rest in peace, Richard. Suddenly, Danny and Chris enact the plan Reese had explained to Luke after their fight. Danny and Chris open fire on the stalkers from the rooftops with the help of soldiers. Not wanting to accidentally kill a townsperson, the soldiers purposely miss, driving the stalkers out of the town and into retreat. Chris then comes off the rooftops to find Richard's body as he begins to cry. A few days later, Benny grieves at Richard's grave, only for Chris to later make a promise to kill Reese and avenge his son. The season ends as Alex is confronted by Regin, and it is revealed that Jamie has outed Alex as a traitor. So, what did you guys think of Season 7 of The Crafting Dead? Were you surprised or excited by any moments? Does this season make you excited for the finale of the war arc in Season 8? Tell me in the comments below. Now, you can go watch the entire 7th season or even skip ahead to Season 8 by clicking either of the links in the description below. Or you can just wait for my next recap, coming at an unknown time, to find out what happens next. Either way, I don't care. But yeah, anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. According to YouTube, 88% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please, if you are not, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. And yeah, I will see you guys again soon. Thanks so much for watching, and of course, a game on. Bye!